Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. John Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support, and let's get into it. So, as we're now about a little over 2 weeks into 2025, I'm gonna discuss the most anticipated movies for 2025 for me. I feel like we've got a really great slate this year. I feel like this is the first year, like post pandemic, that we've got a full, proper blockbuster slate. um like I feel like the industry, pandemic, strikes, I feel like they're maybe finally starting to fully come around and fully heal from everything that's just happened uh in the 2020s, which is kind of horrifying to say out loud that now we're far enough to where I can say that it's been the 2020s. But nonetheless, not the point. So we're just gonna do my top 15 movies I'm most excited for. But make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Without further ado, let's start off with number 15. So first off, we've got Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. So I actually haven't seen, or I've only ever seen one of the Mission Impossible movies, and it's been a few years. So I think that's why this one's a little lower. But I think I am excited for this because it looks really good, honestly. And I think it will force me to go back and watch all of them. So that's kind of my excitement for this movie. But it looks really great. I didn't really understand like the context of the trailer because, like I said, I've only ever seen one of them, and it's been a long time. But I think it'll be great. I think this is like the first like big summer blockbuster, like late May to August is like the summer blockbuster window. I think this is the first one off rip. So I think it'll be good. I have no doubt, and I'm excited to watch all of them. And maybe I'll do a ranking video if I really enjoy all of the Mission Impossible movies leading up to it. Next to 14, we've got Ballerina. So this is a John Wick spinoff. Kind of in the same vein of Mission Impossible. I've actually never seen John Wick either. So those are probably like the two biggest action franchises that I haven't seen. I can't really think of another franchise in the genre that's bigger than those two. But I like Ana de Armas. I think Keanu Reeves as John Wick is going to be in this movie. It looks great. I've only heard like outstanding, wonderful things about John Wick. So similar in a vein to Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, this will make me go back and watch and force me to watch all of the John Wick movies. So I'm kind of excited about that as well. Coming to 13 is Black Bag. This is a spy thriller with Michael Fassbender and Kate Blanchett. Um, from what I remember from the trailer, Kate Blanchett is like the main spy, and then he's the husband. But he like isn't sure she's a spy or not. But then they go on like this like spy thriller thing. I just really like Michael Fassbender, and I love Kate Blanchett. So I have no doubt that this will just be like a solid spy thriller. This is one of the earlier movies that comes out this year, so yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. I don't really know that much about it, but the trailer looked great. I love Michael Fassbender. I love Kate Blanchett. Pretty solid recipe for success there, I feel. Okay, number coming in at number 12 is Avatar: Fire and Ash. So, admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of the Avatar movies, especially as they continue to get more and more parallels to Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I think the first one is just like literally Pocahontas, except John Smith's the main guy. The second one I like better. But I never have like an interest to go back and rewatch these movies. Um, but they look beautiful. They always look great, and they make a bajillion dollars. Dear God, these movies make an ungodly amount of money, and thank goodness because um, they cost so much to make. So I'm just like not the most excited for this one, but I know it'll look great, and it's gonna be like a big cultural event, so I'm excited to kind of see like the discourse around this whenever it comes out. But I'm not the most excited about this movie. But James Cameron, one of the best directors ever, my guy. So I have no doubt it'll be good. I'm just not the most excited about it because I'm not the most invested in this franchise. Cutting around 11 is one of them days. At the day of recording, this is actually coming out today. Um, I love SZA. She was one of my top 5 artists on my Spotify Rap this year. Kiki Palmer is of course an icon. She's hilarious. This movie looks like it kind of feels like the Fall Guy for me of last year, where I was like, oh yeah, like it'll be funny. Like it's two big stars, kind of like a ridiculous plot. But it looks funny. It looks fine. It looks like it's just going to be a good hour and a half joke fest with some good jokes, some good laughs. Um, and I'm always going to show up and support my girl SZA. So, category number 10 is How to Train Your Dragon. I love the original How to Train Your Dragons movies, especially the first one, which is the best out of the three. Not that that's a hot take, but um, I want to be really, really excited for this movie, but I just despise these live action remakes. I despise almost every single one of these live action remakes of animated films so much with every fiber in my being. There's just no reason. It's because people don't take animation seriously. Not enough people take animation seriously. They think it's for kids when it's actually literally the best medium ever because you don't have limits. You have the you have no limitations. You can do whatever you want in animation. Um I just don't like these live action remakes, and especially this one because this movie's not that old. Like it was different when they remade like Cinderella and The Jungle Book because those movies were ancient or are ancient. Snow White, which I'm not that excited for, but I'm also not like a big Snow White person. But I can also like I can see the appeal. Like I think all three of those came out like before we like went to Korea, like before the Korean War. Like that's understandable. But this movie is only like no more than 15 years old. There's no reason to remake this. Absolutely zero. But I'll be there. I'll be there because I love How to Train Your Dragon. It looks great. It looks great. I just hate these live action remakes, but I'll be there. You know me. Okay, next is Mickey 17. So this was a movie that was actually supposed to come out last year, but I finally saw a trailer for it for the first time the last time I went to the movies. And it looks really good. Like I think the concept is interesting. I love Robert Pattinson. I haven't seen Parasite, but I've heard, I mean, obviously it won a bunch of awards. It's the same director. It looks a little jokier than I thought it was going to be, which I think is probably a good thing. Um, so he's this like regenerative, like he's this like spy adventurer type of person, and they just like clone and regenerate him every time. But it looks like they're not going to fully kill one of the bodies, and then like both of them are alive at the same time. So that's really interesting to me. I think that could be a really fun dynamic. I love to see like actors play against themselves. I think that's really cool and really fun. Um, so I'm really excited for this one. It comes out relatively soon, so I think that like bumps it up a little bit. Um, and I'm excited to just kind of see how this movie plays out. Number 8 is Sinners. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler are reuniting in this vampire movie, which I'm typically not a big vampire guy. Um, but I don't know, something about this trailer has really excited me. I just love Michael B. Jordan. All of his collaborative work with Ryan Coogler is great. They have not missed so far. Do I expect this to be like an award-winning sweeper? Like probably not, but like I I think it'll be entertaining. It comes out in April. It looks great. It looks like it could be pretty good. So at number 8 we've got Sinners. Okay, number 7 we got Zootopia 2. So the first Zootopia is probably one of my top 6 or 7 favorite Disney movies. Um Granted, I am usually cautious of sequels. For like non-superhero projects typically. I just am. But I love the first Utopia, and they're introducing reptiles, which I think will be interesting. I can't remember who is voicing the snake, but he's been in a lot of stuff recently. He's in that new like Love Hurts movie that's coming out, and I can't remember what else he's been in, but um they haven't released a trailer for it like to the public. I think there was like a leaked D23 trailer, but I don't watch those trailers because they're like such a low quality and they never end up actually being a trailer. But um you know, so I am a little cautious because I'm not a big fan of sequels for these types of movies, but I just adore and love the movie so much. The first one, they're bringing back Nick and Judy like the original voice actors. So yeah, I think I'm pretty excited for this one. I think this is my most anticipated animated movie of the year. If I can remember the rest of my list correctly. But this movie doesn't come out till November. Still got another what 10 months before it comes out, so I'll be more excited about this whenever we get a trailer, but still, it's Utopia. Um, and I expect this movie to make a lot of money. I think this movie could be one of the top 3 or 4 highest grossing movies of the year. Okay, number 6 is Jurassic World Rebirth. Admittedly, I was not the biggest fan of Dominion. I think Fawn King, or let me rephrase that. I really actually dislike Dominion so much. And then the Fawn Kingdom's okay, and I really like Jurassic World. I would probably say Jurassic World's the second best movie in the entire franchise. But overall, I just feel like the Jurassic World movies have been, overall disappointing for me. Not that Jurassic Park is known as a franchise to be the most consistent in the world, but they've got a stacked cast: ScarJo, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali. I recognize some of the other people. And I just love Jurassic Park so much. Like, I simply will not miss this. This comes out in July. The pictures that I've seen look great. The premise is interesting. They are a like a bio company trying to harvest dinosaur DNA to create medicine. Um, and but the dinosaurs have kind of like they've all like their range has really contracted. It's like a very specific area of the world. So exploring more of a fallout of releasing dinosaurs into kind of the public nature. So I think that would be really cool to explore. At the end of the day, like this is gonna be like a really like 2.5 hours, big ass dinosaurs, gruesome deaths, a stacked cast. Like, hey, I'll be there. I'll be there. So coming in number 6, we got Jurassic World Rebirth. Number 5 is Thunderbolts Asterisk. Honestly, I am super intrigued to see how this movie will play out. I was admittedly a little skeptical because I was like, oh my god, 4 out of the 6 of them have the same powers. Like Yelena, Bucky, Red Guardian, and John Walker are all super soldiers. Um, but it looks like they've redesigned Taskmaster. She looks good. I think Ghost is going to be really interesting in this movie. Just because like purely because she has a different power set, just straight up off of that. I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to do with Sentry Bob. Super intrigued to see. But the what really got me excited was the trailer and like the opening scene where Yelena's like having an existential crisis. I think this movie could be really could pull on a lot of emotional traits. I think all of these characters are kind of lost in the adrift of their current arc. And we're getting Bucky back. So that's all you had to tell me to be there. I wish Bucky was in the new Captain America movie. I understand why he's not, but um yeah, I think this could be like a really fun team dynamic. This is the first team up movie we've gotten in the MCU since Endgame, so that'll be fun. Like for nonetheless, and I'm pretty sure this is the end of Phase 5, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I think this movie it could actually really work, and I'm very intrigued. I love Yelena, I love Bucky. Red Guardian's fine. John Walker, as much as I hated him in the show, he was very well written. He is a very good antagonist in the show. So I'm intrigued to see where he goes after this. But yeah, I think this movie could actually be quite good, and I'm really excited to see how they all kind of bounce off of each other, dynamic wise. Category number 4 is Wicked for Good. Wicked overtook my life last year when it came out. I still listen to the soundtrack like all the time, very consistently. So I don't really know like what they're gonna do with this because I've never seen the musical, and I know the first movie is just supposed to be the first act, but it's longer than the entire Broadway show. So I'm intrigued. I know like some things that happen in the second act of the musical, like how the musical's is almost as old as I am. So like I might be older actually. Not really the point. It's like about the same age as I am. So like I can be like, oh, spoilers. Like, what the hell? But no, I think it'll be really good. I love the first one. Oh my god, absolutely ate it up. So yeah, I think this movie is gonna be great. I have no confidence, or I have all the faith in the world that this is gonna be an absolute slam dunk. Coming number 3 is Captain America: Brave New World. Prepare to be sick of me when this movie comes out. I absolutely love and adore Sam Wilson all my heart. I think he is super underrated. I've loved him since he was introduced in Winter Soldier. I loved him and everything else, and then I think he's absolutely his arc of like accepting the responsibility um as Captain America and what that means for him specifically to be Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is so good. That show's got its issues. Sam's not one of them. And this movie looks great. This was the first trailer, the first MCU trailer that I've seen in a long time where I was like, "Oh shit. This looks like a classic Infinity Saga type of trailer." It's giving Winter Soldier vibes. I definitely could see this like being closer to Winter Soldier than anything else, which I'm like, hell yeah. And it's set in DC, and I live in DC now. Um, I think it's gonna be intriguing, like having Red Hulk as the main villain, just because like he's a Hulk villain, but I also understand I'm seeing the vision of where he slides in as a Captain America villain. I'm excited to see Joaquin Torres as Falcon. Giancarlo Espanol is sharpshooter or something. I don't remember his name, but and then Leader is in this movie as well from the old Hulk movie or from the first Hulk movie. So that will be intriguing. Um, this definitely is giving like spy, espionage, compromise, corrupt government. I think Sam's new suit looks great. Um, I think it's so impressive that Sam is able to wield the shield as well as he can without having the super soldier serum. And I really hope Sam doesn't get it because that would like, you know, I don't know. It just like wouldn't feel right to me. But I also really hope that this movie doesn't bomb or not do as well as it should. Um, I think this movie has just off base pure quality and brand value, like should make close to $1 billion. I don't have a lot of faith it will. There are like two main reasons that I think this movie could flop. Um, one of them, being just like anti woke mob crowd, and then people boycotting it because one of the actresses is, or there's a Israeli character in here, and so I really hope this movie does well at the box office. I want it to be really good, but I really want it to do good at the box office because I fear Marvel Studios would take the wrong message away if this movie bombs. Um, but I'm super excited for it. I think it'll be great. And I just hope it does really well. I hope it does really, 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 really super well. Okay, coming in number 2 is Fantastic Four: First Steps. Now this right here, I think will I think this could be the movie that Marvel lets everyone know, oh, we're so back. There's been a lot of discourse post Endgame of like, oh, the MCU's washed, all this, but I think this last year when they really pulled back the amount of content they put out, I think this is going to be the make or break year for Marvel. You've got 1 year to lead everything up to Avengers Doomsday. And I think this movie could be like, oh, we are so back. The cast looks great. I was admittedly a little skeptical about Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. Still a little in, but everyone else looks fantastic. But the teaser posters I've seen, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm seeing the vision. Still waiting for a trailer. I'd be shocked if we don't have one by March. The retro future 60s aesthetic is really intriguing to me. We're gonna have Galactus, we're gonna have Silver Surfer. Um, I would be shocked if Victor Von Doom is not in this movie in some capacity. Even if he's like not the main guy, like in credit or like something like that. I'd be shocked if we don't get Doom in some capacity in this movie. But I, my faith for the rest of the MCU is gonna hinge on this movie. Like, if this movie does great, I'm gonna have all the faith in the world that oh yeah, like they figured it out. We're good. We're good around here, right? But if this movie is not good, they don't do a good job with it. I'm gonna be really, really, really skeptical on how they pull off finishing out this multiverse saga, which admittedly has been all over the place. So I think this is probably the MCU's most important project since, as far as like importance, since like Endgame. Legitimately, like if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. But I think it will. I've got a lot of confidence. I can't wait to have a trailer. That being said, it checks in at number two. And at number one is Superman. Um, how insufferable will I be when Captain America: Brave New World comes out? That's how I'm gonna be when this comes out. Prepare to be sick of me. I that trailer literally sent me through the roof on how static I was. Um, I think this looks absolutely incredible. It's a hopeful Superman. Oh my god, I remember I saw some discourse on TikTok when the trailer came out. The color grading's weird. Why? I'm like, they highlighted the red, blue, and yellow in a Superman movie. God forbid. God forbid. And I don't dislike Henry Cavill Superman. But it was like way too gritty, way too dark, like to be like a true faithful Superman adaptation. I think this will. I think what's really fun is James Gunn is not afraid to actually adapt his mythology. Like Crypto's in this movie. Him and Lois Lane are established, which I really like actually. Like jumping into the middle of a superhero career is a really underutilized tool. Like I can't really think of any other projects where I'm thinking like in Insomniac Spider-Man, but as far as big movies and stuff, like where they're not already the hero when we meet them. Thor, maybe potentially you could say that, but that's like really the only one that I can think of. Anyways, not the point. I think Nicholas Holt looks great as Lex Luthor. Metamorpho design is interesting, but we've got Mr. Terrific. Hot Girl's got a great design. Guy Gardner, like Guy Gardner's design is dumb, but like on like intentionally. Um, it's a great Guy Gardner design. It's just like a stupid ass design. Anyways, that's not the point. I think that this being the kickoff to this new DCU, I mean, this is a pivotal movie. I mean, this is the DCU's Iron Man. Like if this doesn't work, I don't know what will. And James Gunn is like, yeah, we're pinning everything on this movie working and banking on it working. And I think it will. I think this movie has potential to be the highest grossing movie of the year. If I had to take my guess on which movie I think would be the highest grossing movie of the year, I would honestly say either Zootopia 2 or Superman. Legitimately. I really do think that they'll be in contention. Um but David Cornsent looks great. He definitely looks more like Clark Kent than he does Superman. Of course, he looks like Superman. I mean, he's a muscular, conventionally attractive, 6'3" white guy. Like he looks like Superman. And I think he's gonna be great. Um, and so yeah, I mean, I think this is just really important to me because I want this DCU to work. Because why not? I mean, why wouldn't you want another universe to work? The more good art we have, the better we are, the better off we are. So I want this to work because I'm like, oh yeah, like James Gunn has got this shit cooking. But with all that being said, Superman's my most anticipated movie of the year. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support. Make sure you check out the link content here. Let me know what movie you're the most excited for in 2025, and have a great day. Thanks.